bone structure and muscularity and how people can look, and also how sometimes people may come to the, misreading people as far as what kind of shape they may be in from a fitness standpoint, or how big people really are, and so on. So this video is just for a little bit of fun, kind of just a random video felt like making. Excuse me, I was doing yard work earlier, and so catching my breath a little bit, and plus that flexing, it's a little bit of a workout too for any of y'all who've had to do posing practice, who've competed before. So anyways, I'll be 47 in May, so I'm not too far from turning 47 years old this year. I'm 5'8", and right now I weigh about 175 pounds. Actually, yesterday evening I was 176. Kind of fluctuates a little bit. Y'all know how that can go with fluid intake and so on. So I gained about 10 pounds over the holidays, from Thanksgiving into December, and then of course the New Year's and so on. So I'm getting back on track as far as my nutrition, my diet's getting taking a different direction for what my goals are. I'm eating differently now, and I'm still training, and I'm getting my training turning it up back a notch, because I have some goals this year. I'm looking to compete perhaps in July in bodybuilding, open bodybuilding, and then classic physique. I want to compete in both those categories. The last time I competed was in 2016, and I qualified for nationals, and that was on Battle on the Bay in Corpus Christi, Texas. And 2017, I worked out and everything, but I didn't enter any contests. I had some other priorities and things that I needed to do. So this year in 2018, I'm looking to challenge myself, get motivated to enter a contest. And like I said just a minute ago, I'm looking at July. We'll see how that goes. That might change, and then I'll pick something different. So what am I talking about when I say how people can appear to be from an aesthetic standpoint, muscularity and so on? Bone structure is something that some people they're aware of it, some are not. Now with me, my wrists are 7 inches. I made a video, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, and I actually measured my wrists in that video, and my wrist is 7 inches. And if you look at my elbows, you can kind of get an idea of the type of my joints and my bone structure. Knees, ankles, that's part of that too when you look at that, as far as when you're looking at a person. Now when I took a kinesiology in college, they actually measured us. We did our ankles and wrists, and maybe the knees too. It's been a while since I've been in college. So anyways, I was determined to be a medium bone structure. I found that interesting, because I always thought I was on a smaller end, which I am definitely, compared to much bigger people. Yeah, they would consider me smaller bone structure, no doubt. But based on the formulas that were used at that time, I was determined medium bone structure. And actually, there are people who have wrists that are significantly smaller than myself, and ankles. When I ran track and field, I met guys. I was like, damn, their ankles are like freaking bird ankles. They're skinny, but they're as fast as hell. They could run real fast. And then they had a little wrist and so on. So my wrists were bigger than theirs. So I suppose I am a medium bone structure by comparison. So these types of things, I'm not going to pretend it doesn't make a difference. It does make a difference when you flex muscles and you're trying to, aesthetically, from an aesthetic standpoint, have things appear to be more pronounced. So on a video I did a few months ago, it's titled, it's a video about Steve Shaw and Jerry Ward, kind of like a commentary on what they talked about, people making claims about how big their arms are, and does it really matter. And in my video, and I'll link it below, I have my own kind of things I talk about, and it's not just people exaggerating their arm size, but how big their chest is, how tall they are, and how much they weigh. And a lot of times that's done for marketing. People are marketing themselves. You see wrestlers do it. Football players may do it too. I know when I played football, the coach would ask everybody for the roster or the program that they would pass out in the stands, where it has the list of the team players, our football numbers, and it would have how tall we are and how much we weigh. Coach would just walk up and say, hey, how tall do you want to be and how much you want to weigh? And everybody would just tell the coach whatever they wanted. I made myself a little bit taller and heavier, back when I played football. So I found that, all these years later, almost 47 now, I find that funny, because I think back all the way when I played football, how people can have a tendency to do that. For me, when I was in my, I started working out when I was 13 years old with weights, and as I started developing and into my 20s, I would like do the curls, get the easy bar and do curls, concentration curls, and then I would get that measuring tape up around my arm to see how much I could pump my arm up to and see how big it was. So I did that stuff when I was younger. Now where I'm at now, this is part of what I want to talk about in this video is, what really matters as far as your fitness goals. What does it mean to be healthy and for the long term of your life? Now, anyone out there who's trying to build themselves up, I totally get it, and I respect that, and I think that's awesome. What I'm going to suggest in this video is that instead of getting focused on that tape measure and those types of things, because it's a way to quantify if you're getting bigger, but to just don't put the cart before the horse, so to speak. Get into your lifestyle, do your homework, your research on your nutrition, find the plan that's going to work for you, that supports your goals, whether it's just trying to get big or get lean, whether you're eating for performance because you're an athlete, football, track, whatever it is, if you're going to do a bodybuilding contest. Find the nutrition that's going to work for you. Be consistent with working out, get those two working together, and stay consistent. And over time, you can get improvements on your body and see changes. Now, with that said, if you can get lean enough and peak at certain times during the year for like a vacation, the summer, that being lean is going to help you look more impressive. You'll look bigger. In fact, when I'm at 4% body fat, and I've been there plenty of times, you can look at my videos on my YouTube channel under the bodybuilding category. You'll see the last time I competed in 2016, I was easily 4% body fat. I was in the lightweight category and in the open class bodybuilding. So I'm not that lean right now because I don't need to be. So you don't necessarily have to be the single digit body fat 12 months out of the year. It's not realistic or necessary. So that's what I'm saying is that if you can get lean enough for those times of years where it's important for you because you want to look good on a vacation, then go for it and do it. If it's not that important, then don't worry about it. Just stay healthy. You can be 15% body fat, 18% body fat, and those are double digits, and still be considered healthy, fit, and still look good. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of things to consider in how you look at your fitness and where you're at, and ultimately you determine how fit you are and how healthy you are, not what the pressure is that's in the media, the magazines, what other YouTubers may say, what being popular and what you think that it's supposed to be because it's in a magazine, a book, or whatever. Yes, you need a general understanding of health and fitness, but then you're going to modify that for what's important to you. So if you don't care about competing in a sport, those types of things, that's okay. Life is a competition. It's you compete with you to be the best possible version of yourself. So back to the measuring tape and those types of things and how important that is up to you. If it's really important to see your arm get 2 inches bigger, more power to you, go for it. For me, where I'm at, and for some of you younger guys, I understand I was your age in my 20s. My perspective from then to now is a lot different. Now I look at, how long am I going to last as far as being here for the remainder of my life. I figure it's like halftime, right? So I want to be strong, fit, have energy, and maintain a good quality of life for as long as possible. So I'm not going to lie. I want to look good. I want to have, nice aesthetics, body composition, keep it to where, I'm satisfied with it. But at the same time, what's important is everything, my cardiovascular health, what's going on the inside of me. That's why I do my labs every about every 4 months. So it's 2 to 3 times a year. Sometimes maybe if I wait 6 months, then twice a year. But I get a complete workup, metabolic panel, lipid panel, a complete male hormone panel, and just to have some feedback and know what's going on. So those types of things for me, when someone says, "Hey, James, how big are your arms, bro?" Or are you keeping your gains? I play around because it's just just kind of ribbing each other for fun. But I keep things in perspective. It doesn't bother me, and as far as does it matter? Because in my mind, my assessment for me for if I'm fit and healthy is based on not just I guess I don't want to say superficial or because it's being into those types of things, like watching your body develop and being happy with that doesn't necessarily make it superficial, but I guess it's not necessarily the priority. That's the good word. You don't want to put the cart before the horse. It doesn't matter how good your biceps look or your pecs. If you can move your pecs and those types of things, that's not going to matter if if you from a cardiovascular standpoint, you have risk factors. Your blood work is showing some concerns there as far as things being off. As far as medically speaking, cardiovascular disease, diabetes type 2 for some people who are sedentary out there who haven't started exercising yet. Before you start worrying about, I want to look like the guy in the magazine, I would first think about looking at how you can lose some weight. Start doing some basic exercising to get your health under control first. Once you achieve that and you have some stability of your health first, then go ahead and kind of start, fine-tuning other things. If you then want to get the more detailed aspects of aesthetics and that type of situation, don't, get your priorities wrong. So this video is not, I didn't put no format as far as, all these things I was going to talk about. This is more just kind of like some random thoughts within the context of fitness, where people put the priorities and how they assess and look at things. Guys, like I said about myself earlier, I weigh 175, 176, and I have no idea what I'm going to weigh exactly when I compete again this year. I'm just going to focus on training, doing my diet, and going by what the mirror says. Am I looking good? Am I comfortable with that? And whatever I weigh, that's the class I'll be in, and that's how it's going to be. So for me, I'm not at this point anymore. I don't get obsessed on numbers, tape measure, the scale, and those types of things. And I'm being specific, like if I'm going to compete in a contest. If I'm just looking at my life in general, like last year I didn't compete, then I went by a different standard. I just went by, am I healthy? Do I feel good? Do I have energy? And am I overweight? No, I'm not overweight. Am I comfortable with how my clothes fit? Do I feel good? Do my joints hurt me? No, I don't have no joint pain. Man, I'm doing great. So that was my standard. That was my assessment at that time. So for me, moving forward, I'll probably compete this year, and I'll probably do it up to the age of 50, because that's kind of like a statement I want to make for myself. I want to turn 50 and do a contest and be in very good shape. That's half a century old, so why not, make a statement like that? A lot of people do that. When they turn 50, they will get in really good shape just to make a statement, because it's a bit of a celebration, somewhat making it to that point in your life. It's a turning stone for some people, or a pivotal point, maybe, however you want to look at turning 50. A lot of people look at that differently. I'm not afraid of turning 50, and I don't have any anxiety about it. I'm actually, to me, 50, it's going to be there, like, wow, I'm the 5-0. But for where I'm at now, I still got a few years to get there, so I'm not necessarily already knowing exactly how that's gonna go like, but tentatively speaking, I'll compete this year. Maybe I'll take off when I'm 48, do a contest when I'm 49, and then one last one when I'm 50. And I won't be done as far as working out and lifting weights. I'm gonna do that my whole life. So it's not something that you ever stop. For those of us who have a passion for exercise and working out, competing and doing those types of things is just a way for us to have an opportunity to challenge ourselves and to express ourselves through those venues. But ultimately, it's a lifestyle, something we would do regardless if there were competitions or sports and those types of things. For me, I view life as a contest as far as how we manage ourselves. And so being physically fit is important as far as how it ties into your mental health and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and, put some other videos up as far as, topics, fitness and wellness, but other issues too. I don't want to keep my channel limited to just only one topic. I want to be able to speak about things, social issues, this and that kind of topics on current issues and so on. So that's why I want to have a bit of variety in this channel instead of just making multiple YouTube channels. So if you'd like to subscribe, I appreciate it. If you have any comments, any suggestions, feel free to leave those below. My name is James Hunter. And as I mentioned previously, in case I didn't, I have a background professionally in mental health and also personal training, and my educational background is also in those fields. So until I see you again, have a nice day.